What's going on, everybody? For those of you who may not already know me and you're watching this, my name is Cannon Mapp. Um, some of you watching this may have seen me in a recording studio, might have seen me roller skating somewhere with my family, might have seen me working with some kids, might have seen me singing somewhere, may have seen me on Instagram, or you may not know me at all. And for if we're just kind of encountering each other in this sense, welcome. And I wish it was to talk about something much more savory, but I'm here to talk about the fact that I have cancer. So, last year in May of 2023, I was diagnosed with a form of cancer, which is leukemia, and it's particularly CLL. And it's still a lot for me to even like register the fact that like this is the reality. And how I came to know this information was just completely unrelated to anything to deal. Like that was the furthest thing from my mind, is that I would be in this position. But in May 2023, when I was diagnosed, I kept my diagnosis pretty under wraps. There were sprinkles of people in my, that some of my loved ones that were already aware. But generally speaking, I hold a lot of the uncomfortable stuff close to the chest, which I feel like a lot of us do. And also, it was because the prognosis and the way that it was presented to me was like not to worry. The cancer was moving very slow, and this wouldn't necessarily have any impact, negative impact on my life. Fast forward to now, I'm at the place as to whereas I need to begin treatment, where they now need to act and begin chemotherapy in less than 2 weeks. So this at this particular time, here's where some of you watching this come into play. And I already, just to give you some context, I had a mother who was actually that beautiful lady in the frame there, and I lost her as a child due to complications of multiple sclerosis. So growing up, um, my mom had multiple sclerosis while I was a kid, and having that experience was a lot. And then fast forward to after she passed, some years later, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So I've been living with the same disease that took my mom some years back, but thankfully I've been okay. My MRIs have been stable. I've been rocking it with that. So this whole leukemia thing is another beast. Um, so at this particular point, I'm really, really just seeing the importance of community. It is becoming so even more apparent and more imperative than it ever was. And for me, community has always been a staple in my life, whether it be through how I would collaborate with some of my family and some of the most talented people that I love working with, and artists that I work with, and helping them. I always say I'm the polish, which helps artists shine. So helping them in that regard, or sharing, any laughs or any moment, or exchanging energy or advice with some of the people in my soul tribe, the Intentional Life Club, that these wonderful humans that I came to know during the pandemic, or through the Hip Hop Project, which I was a student participant of, which that turned into a documentary. So the role of community, or the importance of community, has always been like a constant. And I'm someone that it would be remiss if I did not use that and apply that as a practice. So at this time, I'm really, really calling to community more so than ever. How is it that I need people to show up at a time where things are very, very challenging and very ambiguous, but I'm walking in there as athlete, warrior, gladiator mindset as possible. But the reality is, it's going to be challenging as I go through this. And I'm worried about my livelihood as I go through this. I know the ebbs and flow of life. If anyone knows the reality of how it is to work in the entertainment industry and just adulting, it's a lot, just in general, without anything. So to have a whole new diagnosis impede on your already challenging um, lifestyle is another thing. And I could honestly, genuinely use my people. I can use my people. My people being people I already know. If you know me and we are friends and we are loved ones, and this is the first time that you're hearing about this, I apologize for you having to hear about it in this way. But this is just what is, and also I'm seeing this as an opportunity to step into a place to where as I allow, excuse me, where I allow community to do what it does, where I understand the power of it, and where I'm putting myself in a position to receive as well as serve. And so, how some of you folks watching this can show up for me. Anything that you can donate, anything that you can donate, any way that you can spread this link amongst your respective networks, any person that you think could be valuable for me to know. If you are a person watching this and you are going through what I'm going through, if you are dealing with the big C word in any capacity, please feel free to reach out to me. If you've gone through this, please feel free to reach out to me. If you have any idea about information or resources, please feel free to reach out to me. Anything would be helpful because this is completely uncharted territory for me, brand new terrain, and I'm just doing my damnedest to focus and face this with as much strength and optimism as possible. But the reality is that it's gonna be challenging, and I really, really could use all of the all of the wonderful forces of community. Please feel free to reach out to me again if you have any access to any information that may be of service to me. And for those of you who are just meeting me for the first time in this way, I'm sorry that these are the circumstances in which we have to become acquainted. But hopefully this is not the end to our story, and different relationships can be born from this. So thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this, and thank you so much for everyone that has encouraged me to do this, and who's just supported me along the journey. Those who were already aware, I love you so much. And those of you who are coming along for the ride with me, I love you so much, and I'm so thankful for you. Thank you.